But as I promised, let's get an update on this latest development from Maine, where the Secretary of State, Sheena Bellows, has blocked Donald Trump from standing in the next presidential election on that ballot. Joining me to discuss this is Rina, Shah, geopolitical advisor and strategist based in Washington, D.C. Good afternoon to you, Rina. What's actually happened in Maine?
Yeah, so this is unlike what we saw happen in Colorado just recently. This is one person making the determination that Donald Trump cannot appear on Maine's ballot. And look, a lot of people are up in arms about this. They're screaming about this being a federal election, and therefore the state of Maine shouldn't be able to do this. And they said the same thing about Colorado. People are also saying, look, jurists and bureaucrats should not be able to make these determinations. But these are the laws of the land. These are the laws we have on the books. And for constitutional conservatives, I think it's pretty rich of them to come out saying that the voters should decide at the ballot box. Again, not jurists and bureaucrats. But they've used the 14th Amendment here, Ali. This is about the 14th Amendment and the clause there in Section 3, which says anybody that has engaged in an act of insurrection should not be able to seek the highest office in the land, essentially. I'm obviously paraphrasing here, but it doesn't say whether that person has to be criminally indicted of doing such an act. The Constitution doesn't go that far. Republicans love to talk about what the founding fathers wanted. Our founding fathers wanted these things in the Constitution to not just block a certain person from acting like a king, but it's from anybody that has engaged in activity that's against the United States to not be leading the United States. And therefore, I don't find much issue with the Colorado and Maine decision. And I also think it's fine because other states looked at Donald Trump's candidacy and made determinations that he should appear on their
But
ballot. Minnesota was one such place.
Yes, but Rina, this is all around the January 6th Capitol riots, as I understand it. And you have a situation here where Republicans, of course, are going to push back and say that the Secretary of State in Maine, Sheena Bellows, is a well-known Democrat, and this is all going to be politicized. And is this going to do anything other than just simply bolster Trump's re-election chances even more?
Oh, I don't think this bolsters his chances. I think he's where he's at. And I think these decisions, the average American is not fully paying attention to them. And I realize that's being a bit insulting to my fellow man, but we have a pretty disengaged and apathetic electorate here. And every 4 years, they turn out and they choose what they believe are the lesser of two evils. That's become standard practice here. Look, these people who are state elected officials, they have to be partisan people. Everybody's registered with some party or the other. With Miss Bellows, of course, she's going to come under fire for this decision, but she also is citing the 14th Amendment. People are saying this is purely political, but I don't see it that way. I see it as legal. A legal decision taken by a political person.
And is it going to
There's no way out of this.
Rina, is it going to end up in the Supreme Court? Because clearly the Trump team are going to appeal this.
And they have every right to appeal. That's the beautiful thing about the United States. We have all these mechanisms built in which you can essentially scream, I've been wronged. And that is what we've seen Trump do over and over again, particularly in his 93 indictments, I believe it is, 90 some indictments across 4 jurisdictions. Yes. He's been able to appeal. And so whether the United States Supreme Court takes up these cases or not, anyone's guess is as good as mine. I think in Colorado, they might take it up. They may overturn it. And in Maine, they may do the same. But I think these states have every right to do what they want to do for their citizens. That is the concept of federalism here within these United States. That's what's at work.
Well, he's also got a federal court issue coming up in Colorado as well. We should see what happens in Georgia, rather, as well. So we'll see what happens there as well. Rina Shah, thank you very much. That was Rina Shah, geopolitical advisor and strategist based in Washington, D.C.